WWE 2K26 has blessed us with another update, and is it really a blessing? I'm not sure. We're going ahead and find out, y'all. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. But before we get into the My Faction content, we got to talk about Bryan Mazique's post. Now, he did say that the My Faction Persona card live events, he was trying to make it to a point where they were not going to expire and they were just going to be around, always, like the Encore live events, right? Now, unfortunately, that is not the case. He mentioned that they couldn't make it happen and it's not that easy. Now, if I'm being honest, based on what I know from Ultimate Team modes, they want FOMO to be a part of the mode. And FOMO, in case for those that don't know, is called fear of missing out. And what that means is that you want to put these Encore live events in so people spend that money and they try to get it done before the live event goes away. But the good thing is, from years past, they always bring back these live events at some point where you can go on ahead and still get the card. So personally, for me, it's not a deal breaker, but I also understand where people are coming from and why they're so upset. They want players to feel like they're missing out on something if they don't get it. That's just the unfortunate reality of these things. It's not as easy, from a business standpoint as people think it is. And again, I'm not defending it by any means. I definitely think that they should never expire. In fact, they should never be this insane. You need sometimes 4 Persona cards just to get one, just like that Jade Cargo live event. So again, it's one of those things where there's a fine line between it, and unfortunately, he mentioned something before, so people are calling him out again on what they call BS. So that is just my 2 cents on why that stuff did not get done and why likely he won't say why it didn't get done. But again, he posted about it way before and the results just didn't deliver. Now let's go on ahead and get into some of the content. And here we are, y'all. We got the live events right here. And yeah, it looks like Oba is about to expire. 20 more hours left, so make sure y'all get y'all Obas. But these Encores, bro, I'm not getting any of these. And keep in mind, I am on my Xbox. I'm not on my PlayStation. But again, point, there. It is what it is. But you got the Rock's Birthday Bash. Then you got the Danger Zone. You got Make Smash and Stash, which is actually one of my favorite ones because it's so easy. False Count Anywhere. You just redo this a couple times and you'll have everything. Remove the cooldown for this match type though, bro. Don't make it so easy if you gonna cool me down every time. Just my 2 cents. Then you also have the Quick Swap, which I usually don't really play too much. But for those that like EO Sky, there is an Amethyst EO coming in for the Superstar of the Month for free, which is really, really nice in my opinion. And that's that. But if you do have 82 overall Naomi, you'll just be able to get Amethyst EO Sky pretty fast, right? And that Naomi is from the Danger Zone packs, which actually did come out today. And now you also have Randy Orton to unlock Kurt Angle, which Kurt Angle should be free, if we're being honest. He was part of the Attitude Era Edition cover. I can see why people feel the way that they feel when they see Kurt Angle locked behind some sort of paywall. It's not really the biggest paywall because Randy is just one Persona card, but you guys know what I mean. It shouldn't even be the case or be a factor, but here we are. Now, these are the live events that are coming within the next 2 to 3 days, which, again, they look pretty solid. They look pretty good. We are in May. This is the first May update, but here we have 92 days. So some of them are there for 3 months, which is a long time. So you can see the differences here. Brock Lesnar, Jacob Fatu, you got Dominic Mysterio, Javon Evans. So you got a lot of these for 90 days, 3 months, which is a hell of a long time to allow you to get these. So it's not the greatest change, like where people say, oh my gosh, these are unlimited, they never expire. But 3 months is a hell of a long time to make some stuff shake, make some things move, and get what you want out of these live events. Not too bad in terms of live events, and the Persona cards don't look that insane, right? Now, when you go into the Danger Zone packs, we see that we got Kevin Owens, Naomi that you do need. You feel what I'm saying for that Amethyst EO, but then you also got Bubba Ray, Devon. You got Kelly getting her first card in packs, but you have Ultimate Warrior, no face paint. This Persona card we've had for like 3 years, bro. And y'all putting it in packs again, all right? But again, I'm going to try to steer away from the negativity because I have been a little bit too negative on my faction and just what they're doing every week, just saying the same thing. So we going to try and do better today. But Xavier Woods, 2017. I believe we got Kofi 17 not too long ago. So again, not bad for Xavier Woods, man. You know what I'm saying? I know that a lot of people do like, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. This is not one of the Persona cards that's going to get me to spend my faction points, to be honest. But this drop is really not all that. For the last couple weeks, we've been getting some heat Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, but, you know, it's really not all that. That's just where I'm at with that, you know. And then you look at the token market Ruby cards still haven't came around, and I already got the Ruby market unlocked. You know what I'm saying? So that is also something as well that I already have done, and they haven't really given us much. We're already getting Amethyst live event cards, so I wonder what are they planning to do with the Ruby card rewards, because we've been waiting on that for a little while. But another thing, the card market has been updated again today. So now we see here that we got the WrestleMania Jacob Fatu. We got a lot of the cards, undeniable. I believe that was added last week, but the WrestleMania cards were added this week, if I'm not mistaken. And you got a ton of those cards. John Cena Persona card. You know, you got Jacob Fatu, Rhea Ripley. You got Tiffany Stratton on there. So you got a lot of wrestlers on here now that got added on, and cards that you will need for collections. So if we go into the My Collection, we can go ahead and check some of these out. So for the Danger Zone, you get Trish Stratus Persona card, which a lot of people are upset about as well, because they feel that Trish should be just part of the game. We've had Trish for years, and to be fair, this isn't the best Trish Persona card, if I'm being honest. It's really not all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a buck, bro. But this Trish Stratus ain't all that. You know, it looks almost like she has a costume on her model. It could be a little bit better, in my opinion. But that's just where I'm at with Trish Stratus. I know a lot of people will go on ahead and have her. Lots of Trish Stratus fans on the timeline, to be fair. Now, you see here, you got a couple cards for 40 tokens, 30 tokens, and that's pretty much it. Now, the Locked In series, that was something that dropped last week. We are getting a week closer to getting, you know, these cards available in the card market, like the Brock Lesnar's, the Dominic Mysterios that we do need. And we also have now the WrestleMania 1, which you need Ron Cena to be able to get AJ Styles. That should be a little bit more just easier at this point. And here on my end, we see, you know, what you need for CM Punk, AJ Lee's husband. There's so many CM Punk Persona cards at this point, bro, that this don't really move me. You know what I'm saying? I can see why people are upset about this, though. We do have 23 days to get this, but let's be honest for a second, brother. It's going to be really hard to get that, at least for me. You know, I don't play enough unless I'm spending money, but that's just where I'm at, just my opinion. But that's just where we're at with a lot of these. I don't think that there is much of an update here today as much as the last couple of weeks, because we've been getting some really cool Persona cards. But the live event, even though we didn't get the non-expiration ones, I do think that it is a solid change for those that love collecting the Persona cards and like going for those. Obviously, not a lot of them, you know, have gotten the update. Like here you see Jade Cargill. There's a day left. She'll probably come back at some point soon, but that's just where I'm at. Okay, there it is. She'll be back in 2 days anyway, so it'll probably stick around for a while. So it's not, again, the update is pretty solid for what they are trying to do, but it would have been nice to see them kind of go away from the fear of missing out, you know, road. That's just where I'm at with it, though. Solid update. Nothing too crazy for me to go crazy about. But again, everybody's complaints are justified, man, especially with the way that the mode has gone this year. Just my 2 cents on that. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.